friends, new strangers.
New Orleans, land of the Pelicans, in a fine Western Conference battle at the New Orleans Arena. Well, what better way to spend a Monday night than with the 2K Sports team and the NBA? Welcome, everyone. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, Anthony Davis.
Well, most of all, I just love the work he puts in on the offensive glass. So many of his points come on putbacks just because of sheer hustle.
And Steve, very few players have his finishing ability. We see him get a lot of and ones because even if he draws hard contact, he is able to play through that and typically score.
You look at Sacramento, a dismal season right now. Only 2 teams below them in the Western Conference.
And Kevin, one thing about tonight's game, they do not want to get swept in the season series. They don't want to lose all 4 times to this club. So plenty of motivation for them tonight.
If you look at the first 3 games, the way they've gone, I mean, they've got a huge mountain to climb. They have struggled. It's hard for them not to have doubt creep in their minds based on the way things have gone. It's going to be a test of not only their will, but their resolve and skill, too.
And so the New Orleans Pelicans get the first points of the ballgame. And the basket by Thornton.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Hugh passes to Steensma. Over to the left wing. 6 to shoot. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. That's good. Steensma's got his first bucket in this one.
Nice, accurate pass right into the middle.
And it's the Kings with the ball. Their last encounter was in Sacramento.
Yeah, it was a big loss. Pretty much pure domination. And I thought the key was the rebounding total. I mean, it was ugly. They were completely dominated on the glass. That's going to have to improve tonight.
Now here's Gordon. Drops in the layup for 2.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Thomas kicks to Cousins. Inside shot, and he gets it to go. Steve said it. They were atrocious on the glass when they last met. What do they need to do, Clark, to change that in this game?
Well, a couple of things. One, they need more bodies in the paint. I mean, you got to have more bodies in the paint. Then you've got to be ready to box out. They left 1 or 2 guys on an island down there, and you can't do that. That's not going to work.
Out of bounds, Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. Look at New Orleans. Very strong season they've had, always at or near the top of the conference, and right now they're in first place in contention for that, exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And, of course, Sacramento. They're looking to salvage what they can of the season.
Well, right now for the Kings, you know, they've got to take a step back and just try to pinpoint where things went south for them this season. They're in a tough spot.
But it's so hard to figure that out in the midst of the season, Clark. You got games coming night after night. There's just no time to figure it out. You just have to try to right the ship and get things moving.
Here's Q, a beautiful reverse layup. Q's got his second basket of the night.
Red hot, right out of the gates. 4 for 4 shooting.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Thornton dishes to Thomas. Tries to keep it alive. Lock at 6. Cousins, the pass to Landry. Shoots from the block. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
How about that play? Great body control. Still manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
And right from the start, guys, it's apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Now here is Davis. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio.
Such smart defense. He's put himself in the perfect spot to steal that.
And it's the Kings with the ball, down by 12. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And, guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And to do it on the road, too, I mean, with the way they just kept coming at him, they kept that crowd out of the game the entire time. That's good work.
On the court for the Kings as the second quarter gets underway. Thomas and Thornton pairing up in the back. Landry and Cousins patrol the paint. And it's Outlaw in at the free throw. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Hi, Kev. Well, Q in their last time out against the Spurs got down to business. He ended up with 44 points and seemed to be seeing the action in slow motion, piling up a huge amount of assists. Numbers like that make you anxious to see what he can do next time out.
Appreciate it, Doris. Thanks. Well, we've seen a lot of great players, have a lot of great games, but that Clark was something special.
Kevin, it really was. I mean, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and nothing slowed him down.
And let's just say he was really good.
Here's Outlaw. Tries again. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Sacramento with the ball. 15-point game. They recover it. And can't hit the shot. But they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line.
Guys, DeMarcus Cousins, the 5th pick out of Kentucky back in 2010. Nobody questions this guy's talent. He has tremendous skill. Players with his size and skill don't come along very often.
And Clark, you mentioned the size for Cousins. Physically, he can overpower Steve a lot of players.
Yeah, tremendous rebounder, and he can get to the foul line. Offensively, you know, he's got the ability to step out onto the floor and make shots. I mean, he's really got the total package. The question is, can he just improve his overall game? Can he continue to mature and become the dominant player that he's capable of?
It'd be interesting to see him on a good team. You know, with some real nice role models on that team. People rave about his skill set. Q passes to Davis. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against the San Antonio Spurs.
You know, their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another three-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling.
5 to shoot. Outlaw with the buckets.
The 2 points are pretty much a lock when they're able to get the ball into that position inside.
Pelicans leading by 16. Davis sets a screen. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
I would call it an irate finish even.
For Sacramento, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Thomas against Holiday. Here's Outlaw.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, they have not let their guard down one bit in the paint. Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
And the Kings making a change here. Patterson's checked in. Double team on Thomas. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Patterson can't get it to go. The Pelicans have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. And the shot is good. 9 points for Q.
You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easy. I mean, 10 straight points off assist. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. Monty Williams had some words for his team. He told his players not to spend so much time trying to find the perfect shot. He said, listen, there are no bad shots. Take them when you've got them. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll
Thanks, Doris.
Pelicans ended up being the name that New Orleans chose when it was all over. And I like the new look uniforms, but they had some other options as well that sounded pretty good to me. How about the brass? Because it gives nod to the music that New Orleans has popularized.
Pelicans leading by 22. And Holiday kicks to Steamsma. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession. A moment now to look at the all-time list for blocks in a season. 7'4" Mark Eaton with 5.5 blocks a game. Wow.
That is a ridiculous number, Kevin. Eaton was a two-time Defensive Player of the Year. Just a fourth-round pick out of UCLA back in 1982. Tell you what, he sure panned out for the Jazz.
Sacramento making a switch here. Hayes is checked in. Thomas, good. Well, definitely a nice sounding name. Other options were the Swamp Dogs, the Bull Sharks, the Mosquitoes. Steve, all in all, you have to think they went the right way with the Pelicans.
I don't know. My personal favorite was the Rougarou. I don't even know what that means, but that was in the mix. It would have puzzled a lot of other people around the country besides me. But better than Mosquitoes, that's for sure. Pelicans was probably the right way to go.
Ryan Anderson, who's checked in for Greg Steamsma.
Well, the business of the NBA in pretty good stead. The Kings sold back in May for a record price of $525 million, and the Seattle group had offered even more. Team value is certainly on the rise around the league. Better arenas, more lucrative TV contracts. Part of the reason that's the case.
Heinrich passes to Q. They set the pick. And low to Davis. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And back to the bidding war for the Kings with a great offer from the Seattle group. Steve, do you think there's a chance the league could expand to Seattle?
I think so, especially with that tremendous offer that the Seattle group put forward. And now the new CBA, it's made it much more favorable for the owners. I think in the next few years we will see at least one expansion team, maybe two.
Heinrich against Thomas. Hayes dishes to Selmans. The baseline J. That one wide left.
And Steve, not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
Yep, well deserved. I mean, they have worked their tails off on the glass.
Outside Thomas. Passes it to Hayes. And it's going to be two free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, he's a physical player, Kevin. He's got that strong frame, and he uses it to full advantage.
Yeah, matching up with him, you better get ready for impact. High collision impact. His bruising style of play, not for the faint of heart.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Jason Thompson, he's checked in for Patterson. And Mbah-a-Moute comes in for John Selmans. Q passes to Anderson. Goes back up. And there's the foul. It's on Q. That will be foul number 5 on him.
Well, that's an aggressive play, trying to get that rebound. Maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
Steamsma checked in for New Orleans. McLemore with the ball. Now guarded by Roberts. Out left to the wing. Thompson against Gordon. Shoots from 12. Can't get it to go. Pelicans leading by 22. Q passes to Miller. Good. Miller's got his first basket of the night.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He talked about their need to slow the pace of this game. They've been giving up too many transition points for his liking. The other thing he touched on was the physical aspect of this contest. He wants his guys using their strength and muscle to make things happen. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Kicks it to McLemore. 1:14 left in the first half of basketball. 13 feet away. Pelicans pull it in. Lets it go from deep. And again. New Orleans with the triple.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. To halt the run, the rebound by Steensma. Steensma's got his third rebound tonight, and Roberts kicks to Miller. Here's Q. Good, and Miller gets the assist. 19 points for Q.
This is tough to stop if you're the defense. I mean, they've been absolutely on fire from behind that three-point line, and the way they space the floor, it's hard to get to those shooters.
And stolen by Gordon. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Gordon's running. A nice shot by Roberts.
Boy, such standing patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Mbamute dishes to Vasquez. Over to the wing. And he knocks it down. Good-looking three there from Mbamute.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Pelicans on top, opening up a huge gap. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
DeMarcus, you guys seem to have a lot of opportunities to score, but have not been able to capitalize as much as usual. Is this something that you've talked to the team about?
That's something I've been preaching on. They're giving us a lot of opportunities, and we got to do something with it. So hopefully we can keep them missing shots and we can get something out of it.
Hopefully they're listening to your sermon, DeMarcus. Thank you. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. And folks, make sure to stay tuned in for halftime, and we'll be back right after that.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Hi, everyone. Damon Bruce here on 2K Sports, the late season edition. Welcome. The Pelicans are in the lead out at New Orleans Arena against Sacramento. Easy to see why they've been piling up the wins lately. They're really on a roll. Another great outing tonight for Q, picking up where he left off in the win against San Antonio. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. For the Kings, though, in this one, plenty of work still to be done. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. And that's all there is to it. Thanks so much for spending halftime with me. Now it's time to send you back out for the start of the third quarter.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return to the action here in New Orleans, a look at Bourbon Street.
Some fantastic numbers here for Q. 8 rebounds, and he has sent a bunch of shots in reverse.
Well, and because of that, there's now a serious intimidation factor working in their favor.
Backcourt, Holiday and Gordon. Big Steensma is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Q in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Monty Williams.
And, you know, for the Kings, with a new ownership group, a new coach, a new front office, and a new downtown arena on the horizon, it's exciting times for the Kings fans and a lot of newfound optimism around this team, too.
And Cousins gets it to go.
Looked like he may have been showboating a little bit at the end of that one.
Holiday, the pass to Q. The feed to Davis. Makes it off the glass. Davis has got 5.
So nice to have a guy like that who can take charge at any time.
Yeah, so many of his passes, Steve, have led directly to baskets.
And the Kings, a team that experienced a period of great success in the 90s, back the late 90s and early this century. But they had undergone a 7-year playoff drought, and Steve, times had gotten pretty dire.
Well, there's a lot of change in the air in Sacramento this season with new ownership, new management, new coaching, and some young talent with Ben McLemore. So I think there's hope going forward for the Sacramento Kings.
He hits the second from the line. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Holiday, the pass to Q. Davis sets a screen. Q, he's covered by Landry. No good from Q.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Thomas, that's good.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Q, Salmon's covering. Here's Q, uses the glass to finish the layup. Q's got 21 in the game.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Outside Thomas. 5 on the clock. Here's Landry. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. To the inside. Davis with a screen on Salmons. Throws it up high, and it's slammed in by Davis.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Execute it to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Well, unless you're the team getting dunked on, of course.
Thomas kicks to Thornton. Dishes it to Cousins. Great D that time from Steamsma.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
One shot's good from Q.
A large part of what they're able to do here is centered around his offense.
Thomas kicks to Thornton. He dishes it to Cousins. To end the run, and that is good. Cousins has got 7.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
For New Orleans, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. In low to Davis. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Boy, they've been so sound offensively in the second half. I love the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's really no comparison in the shooting percentages between the teams since the break.
Thomas goes in. He kicks to Landry. Out of bounds. Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. And a look at the top single-season player efficiency ratings. I love this statistic. Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and we've got some more modern talent representing as well.
Yeah, you're talking the elites of the game when you go down that list. Interesting to see a new school stat kind of juxtaposed with the old school legends, but the rankings obviously make sense if those guys are at the top.
Holiday, the pass to Q. And there's the foul. It's on Q. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game. While we have a chance, here are the NBA's assist leaders for the second half of the season. And you look at Q, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists.
Well, since that break, he's really been effective at getting the ball to his teammates. He's been creative, he's been very demonstrative, and he's been determined and deliberate.
So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. Some days, Clark, everything goes.
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Anthony.
Greetings, this is your captain speaking. We've been cleared for landing for an on-time arrival into the Mile High City. Enjoy your stay in Denver.